Julius Malema criticizes Ramaphosa's speech as a waste of state resources. Economic freedom fighters leader Julius Malema said he was unimpressed with President Cyril Ramaphosa's speech, describing it as a waste of state resources and useless. This comes after Ramaphosa delivered the opening of Parliament address on Thursday night in Cape Town, Western Cape. Speaking to the SABC after the opening, Malema said Ramaphosa's speech was underwhelming as it failed to reveal anything new. It's very clear that the president has got no plan to transform South Africa for the better. He said nothing about international relations because that is a point of disagreement to his Government of National Unity GNU. There was nothing about the judiciary, nothing about the land. He can't concretely say, this is the amount of hectares we're going to give to our people. He said a pure lie that he created 2 million jobs, which we have never seen as the people of South Africa. He speaks to us on the same useless things he's non-committal, Malema told the broadcaster. The Red Beret leader also took a swipe at the positions held by white members of parliament and accused Ramaphosa of being a sellout by implementing the GNU. The happiest people is the DA because he's the biggest winner out of this GNU sellout government. President Ramaphosa has once more sold out South Africa like he did in 1994 when he didn't attend Nelson Mandela's inauguration, and today he speaks highly of him for opportunistic reasons, he said. Malema said he gives the GNU government a year to collapse. If it doesn't collapse within a year, it will not go beyond 2 years. We can guarantee South Africans that a progressive government is coming which will transform the land and nationalize the banks, he said. Ramaphosa said the GNU was established after citizens in the 2024 elections chose not to give any party a majority vote to hold power. He said this was a signal that the citizens wanted the political parties to work together and ensure that the country was united. Through their votes, they determined that the leaders of the country should set aside their political differences and come together as one to overcome the severe challenges that confront our nation, he said. They sent a clear message that without unity, cooperation and partnership, our efforts to end poverty, unemployment and inequality will not succeed. The GNU is already in motion, a cabinet has been formed and ministers have been given their roles. In the meantime, John Hlophe says Ramaphosa's speech was appalling, probably written by DA. Leader of the Umkhonto weSizwe party in parliament, John Hlophe, has described President Cyril Ramaphosa's address on the opening of the parliament as appalling. Reacting to Ramaphosa's speech given on the grand occasion of the opening of Parliament in Cape Town, the former Western Cape Judge President poured cold water on Ramaphosa's address. The speech was appalling to say the least. It is very clearly that President did not prepare the speech himself. If anything, it is the parties in the GNU. My guess is that it was prepared by DA members. We were watching very closely in Parliament as the President was delivering his speech. It was the white members of the DA who were busy applauding. It was all about pleasing the GNU parties, particularly the DA, he said. Hlophe added that there were untruths in the president's speech. There is so much lies contained in the speech. I regard the president as a serious liar, a serious-minded liar. Firstly, the ANC that he leads has created more than 2 million jobs. We as South Africans, we know he is lying. That is not true. If anything, the rate of unemployment in this country is almost 35% now. So, we have lost more jobs than we have created, he said. The speech didn't address critical issues like the issues of Palestine. We know why he is not addressing that. It is because the DA is watching him in the GNU. He can't address it because the policies differ in respect of Palestine. So the speech was empty in that regard. On the other hand, leader of the Democratic Alliance, John Steenhuisen, who is now Agriculture Minister in the Government of National Unity, has said he is optimistic that despite some differences, the GNU members will negotiate and find each other on divisive issues like the National Health Insurance (NHI). Reacting to Ramaphosa's address in Cape Town, Steenhuisen said there is no consensus yet on the implementation of the NHI, but the parties will continue to negotiate. I do not think that any party to the GNU does not believe that we need to have universal access to basic health care for every South African, regardless of their economic status. The differences of opinion is on the best way to achieve this, how to fund it, and whether you need to remove the choice for citizens around the private healthcare sector as well, Steenhuisen spoke to journalists. I think that we can find each other. I think there is a commitment by the president, both in the cabinet Lekgotla and against tonight, that we will consult each other, we will consult industry players to try and find a way in which we can achieve the goal that we all want: universal access to basic health care for all South Africans, regardless of the economic status. In the meantime, this is the best speech by the president. The GNU is going to fly, says excited Gayton Mackenzie. Newly appointed Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture, Gayton Mackenzie said he was excited about President Cyril Ramaphosa's speech during the opening of the Parliament address on Thursday, describing it as pragmatic and futuristic. What I liked the most is that he acknowledged where we lacked as government, he said in an interview with the SABC. He also given us how he's going to fix that. This is one of the best speeches by the president. The Government of National Unity GNU is going to fly, the Patriotic Alliance leader said. And I can tell you, we have our ducks in a row. When he said South Africa is going to look like a constitution site, I nearly stood up and clapped. I'm very excited. When I asked whether the GNU is going to last, following remarks by economic freedom fighter leader Julius Malema, who said that it will only last a year or a maximum of 2 years, Mackenzie said the GNU was going to last. The EFF said they are the government in waiting for 5 years. The EFF is not an indicator of what is going to happen in the future, he said. This GNU is going to last. We are going to work. We are going to build South Africa. We can't take the EFF serious. They are outside. They don't know how we are smiling inside. Mackenzie told the broadcaster that as the GNU, they have a civil of resolving their issues, and where they differ, they reach consensus. He gave an example about his stance regarding foreigners. I want Abahambe. They should leave. If it was up to me, they would be Abahambe. But I have to be realistic and accept that I didn't get the majority, so I have to listen to other views, he said. And that's it from Injibs Network. Stay tuned to our celebrity and gossip news.